Think about everything you learned growing up: how to ride a bicycle, how to cook basic food, how to behave at a funeral. Someone taught you all of that. Now tell me, who taught you about money? How to save it, how to invest it, what to do when you get your first salary, what inflation means, what a mutual fund is, how income tax works. Nobody. And the answer to why nobody taught you is the most important thing I'm going to say in this entire series. Because in most Indian families, money is a secret. It's whispered about between adults. Children are removed from the room when salaries are discussed. Asking, "How much do you earn?" is considered rude, even between close family. We grow up in homes where everything is discussed openly except money. And then one day we are 22, 23-year-old with our first salary in our account and we have absolutely no idea what to do with it. I'm Sri Lakshmi. This is the Money Series Nobody Taught You, Episode 2. In Episode 1, we talked about inflation, the force that eats your money every year without you noticing. Today, we are going deeper than that. Today, we are asking why. Why does this financial ignorance exist in the first place? And more importantly, what it actually cost us. Because there's real money at stake. If you are watching this and thinking this is exactly my family, subscribe. Every episode in this series fixes one thing nobody taught us. This is episode 2 of 30. So, why does this silence exist? It's not carelessness. Our parents worked incredibly hard. Most of them sacrificed enormously to give us stability. But there are 3 deep reasons why money became unspeakable in Indian homes. And once you understand them, the silence starts to make sense. Reason 1: the scarcity mindset. Our grandparents and parents grew up during times of genuine economic difficulty, partition, droughts, and limited opportunities. When money is scarce, you don't discuss it openly because discussing it makes more painful. You protect your children from financial anxiety by keeping them away from financial reality. It came from love, but the side effects is that we grow up without financial language. We never learn the vocabulary. And you can't think about things you have no words for. Reason 2: money was tied to status and shame. In Indian culture, what you earn, what you own, these are deeply tied to your family honor. If your business failed, it wasn't just financial, it was social disgrace. If someone borrowed money from a relative, it was remembered for decades. So money became private. You didn't show your salary slip to your children because what if they told to someone? What if they compared it to their friend's father's salary? The privacy was protection, but it also meant nobody ever explained how any of it worked. Reason 3: our parents genuinely didn't know either. This is the one most people don't want to say out loud. Many of our parents, despite being brilliant, hardworking, capable people, were never formally taught personal finance either. They figured out money by trial and error, by asking a colleague, by copying what their own parents did. They put money in FDs because their father put money in FDs. They bought LIC policies because a relative told them to. They trusted the bank manager because who else was there to ask? You can't teach what they were never taught. The silence wasn't a choice, it was inherited. Now let's talk about what this silence has actually cost in real rupees. Because this isn't just a culture observation. There is money being lost right now today because of this inherited silence. Let me show you exactly how. For decades, the default financial planning advice in Indian families was take an LIC policy, it gives you insurance and savings together. So, millions of Indians bought endowment and money back policies often on their parents' advice. Here's what those policies actually return: roughly 4 to 5% per year at best. Meanwhile, a simple index fund has around 12% annually over the last 20 years. Someone who invested 5,000 rupees per month in an LIC endowment for 20 years get back roughly 20 to 22. Someone who invested the same 5,000 rupees per month in an index fund for 20 years gets roughly 50 to 55 lakhs. The difference was 30 lakhs. That is the cost of not knowing. Cost number 2: starting late. Because nobody told us investing existed. Most of us started between 26 and 30, some even later. Let me show you what those lost years cost. Priya starts investing 5,000 rupees per month at age 22. By 60, she has roughly 3.2 crores. Rahul started the same 5,000 rupees per month at age 28. Just 6 years later, by 60, He has roughly 1.8 crores. Same amount invested every month. 6 years of silence cost Rahul 1.4 crores. Cost number 3. Fear of the stock market. Don't put money in the share market, it's gambling. Almost every Indian who grew up in the 80s and 90s heard some version of this. And so we kept our money in FDs and savings accounts, losing to inflation year after year because the alternative felt dangerous. This fear passed on from generation that genuinely experienced market manipulation and scams, kept an entire generation out of the most powerful wealth building tool ever created. The Sensex in 2000 was around 5,000. Today it's above 80,000. Anyone who stayed out of the market because of inherited fear missed a 16 times return over 24 years. So, what do you do with all of this? Here is the truth, and it's actually a good one. You are watching this video, that already means the chain is breaking. The fact that you are here asking questions, seeking answers, is something your parents and grandparents never had access to. They didn't have YouTube, they didn't have free investing platforms, they didn't have financial content made in their language with their numbers. But you do, and that changes everything. 3 things I want you to do this week. 1. Have one money conversation you have been avoiding with your parent, a sibling, a partner, whoever it is. Not to judge their past decisions, just to start the vocabulary. Ask them what financial decision they wish they had made differently. Most people, when asked with genuine curiosity and no judgment, will answer. That conversation is worth more than any video I will ever make. Number 2. Learn one financial term this week. Just one. SIP, index fund, term insurance, PPF, just one. Look it up. Understand it. Use it in a sentence. Building financial vocabulary is the first step to building financial confidence. 3. Share this video with one person in your family, not to make them feel bad, not to say you should have taught me this. Just, I found this interesting, watch it. That single share might start a conversation that changes how money is talked about in your family for the next generation. The silence around money in Indian homes wasn't malicious. It was inherent. It was protective. It came from people who were doing their best with what they had. But the cost of the silence in missed investments, wrong products, years lost to fear is real, and it's measurable. You now understand why it happened, and understanding why is the first step to making sure it stops with you. Because the goal of this channel, the goal of this entire series is not just to teach you about money. It's to give you the financial language your family never had. In episode 3, we are going to challenge something even more fundamental. The very idea of what money is. Most people think money means cash, salary, savings, but the definition is what's keeping millions of people poor. Not because they don't work hard, but because they fundamentally misunderstand what money actually is and what it's supposed to do. In episode 3, it might be the most important video in this entire series. If this episode made you think about your own family, leave a comment. And if you know someone who grew up in a home where money was never discussed, share this with them. It's not about blame, it's about finally starting the conversation. See you in episode 3.